Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the weekly fundamental podcast. I'm Rasmi Koza from Kotak Securities. On the international front, the S&P 500 and Dow Jones Industrial Average closed at record highs last week, even though there was correction in the Nasdaq Composite Index. The upbeat earnings coming from S&P 500 companies is helping the index trade near new highs. As per Refinitiv data, the first quarter earnings of S&P 500 companies has increased by 50%, which is far higher than the initial estimates. Moving over to other international news, China's April month exports in US dollar terms rose 32% YOY, while imports surged 43% on year-on-year basis. Exports were boosted by demand for electronics and high-tech products, while imports rose sharply as China bought more integrated circuits amidst a global supply shortage. There are talks of a new commodity super cycle shaping up. On the LME, copper closed at new high above the US dollar 10,000 per ton mark. Other commodities like aluminum, zinc, and lead are still far away from their all time highs. If the commodity prices have staying power, then inflation concern could be a real threat and it could unsettle both bond and equity markets as central banks will have no option but to raise rates in future. Concerns of rising inflation and rising debt levels are keeping emerging markets suppressed. Within emerging markets, Asian markets seem to be doing better due to their better handling of the pandemic situation. Going forward, if the recovery in US economy is far higher than emerging markets, then it could pose a risk to the reflation trade and flows to emerging markets. So that's on the international side. Coming over to India, the Nifty 50 managed to climb the wall of worries and posted weekly gains of 1.3%. The broader markets are seeing very good action due to the results season. Both NSE Midcap 100 and the BSE Small Cap Index have outperformed the Nifty 50 last week and on year to date basis. There was heavy action in mid and small cap pharma stocks last week. The rise in metal index, that is BSE Metal Index, remained unabated as it reported more than 10% gains last week, taking the calendar year to date returns to 70%. Spot iron ore prices broke the US dollar 200 per ton mark for the first time, while copper is already at new highs as demand in China picked up after a 3-day holiday, that is last week. The RBI announced additional measures last week to support the economy from the second wave. RBI is taking a more calibrated approach, looking at the incoming data before new measures are introduced. Support from the central bank in these difficult times is seen positively by the market. On flows, the FPIs continued to be sellers last week and month to date with outflows of around rupees 5,100 crore. The surging COVID cases and extended restrictions by several states is taken negatively by FPIs. India now accounts for more than 40% of new COVID cases reported worldwide, which is a big negative news flow from a FII perspective. The strong second wave could derail domestic demand, but exporters could be in a better shape as the external demand factor seems to be quite strong and there is recovery in the developed markets. It is ideal to spot export driven companies as they could outperform pure domestic dependent companies in the near future. On earnings, if we and on the Nifty, if we dissect the weights of Nifty 50, then there could be real threat to earnings going forward. For example, metal sector, which is one of the major beneficiaries as of now, had a weight of just 3.7% at the end of April. On the other hand, user industries who consume both hard and soft commodities have nearly 35% weight in the Nifty 50. The BFSI pack, which could also see impact of higher NPAs, accounts for 38% of Nifty 50. Hence, nearly 73% of Nifty 50 could see pressure in earnings in near future because of reasons on the negative side. Based on the latest valuation numbers, we are expecting Nifty 50 earnings to grow by 34% in FY22 and 14% in 23. We are building a 24% CAGR in earnings growth between FY21 and FY23 estimates. As per our EPS estimate, the Nifty 50 is trading at 21 times on FY22 estimate and 18.2 times on FY23 estimate. The numbers look reasonable only on FY23 estimate. In worst case, we could see shift in earnings growth from FY22 to FY23. Hence, the risk to earnings from a 2 year perspective seems less but very high from a 1 year perspective. The Nifty 50 has been trading in a very tight band of 14,200 and 15,000 since March. Still feel that any decisive move in the Nifty 50 could get triggered either above 15,000 or below 14,200 going forward. As of now, the better than expected Q4 earnings is helping Nifty 50 and the broader markets to sustain at higher levels, even though we are witnessing a strong second wave of COVID. The big threat to markets could come if we witness a third wave in future. The third wave could be harmful for the economy. It will prolong the recovery process and pose a real threat to earnings going forward. As of now, the market seems to be in strong hands. Hence, any correction in near term should be viewed as a good buying opportunity, and investors should look to increase exposure in every decline. If investors are looking to protect the capital as of now in the near future, then they can remain invested in sectors that could see resilient earnings in the near term. These sectors are IT services, pharma, insurance, metals, tractors, and telecom. From a FY23 perspective, following sectors are worth accumulating. These could also be a good play on the COVID recovery theme. The sectors are consumer discretionary, retailing, oil and gas, banks, infrastructure, construction, NBFCs, and particularly housing finance companies within the NBFC space. So that is from my side for this week. Thank you everyone for listening to this podcast. Have a safe week ahead. Thanks.